Dee with Glue Patch Studio. I have a little surprise for y'all today. We're going to do something a little bit different. As you can see, my table looks a little different. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on this Christmas ornament, this beaded. Isn't that gorgeous? And it is super easy, so don't be intimidated. I'm going to go over some supplies with you, and they don't have to be exact, but as close as you can get will be good. Let's see. I think I'm going to do the next one on a red ball. 2.5. Yeah, I think this is going to be considered a 2.5 inch ball. But these are those balls that you just get in the big plastic container that's got like a whole bunch of them in it, and they're plastic. So I use those, and these are bugle beads. I guess I can just hold these up and show you. Bugle beads are the long beads. They're, and I'm not sure about the sizes on these, what they're called, how they're considered, but they look like they're about 1/4 inch long. Those beads are different in size than your seed beads. I do know that I'm using a size 10 seed bead, which are, we're using these little pearls, and they are a size 10. A 10 or 11 will work. These are just some pearls that you can get at your local craft store, Walmart, Hobby Lobby. They're I had these on hand. I'm sorry, I don't know the size of them, but they're that big. Let's see, compared to the bugle. Okay, the bugle is 1/4 inch, and they're not that big, and you don't want them too small. These black beads that we're going to use are just some that I had. They're about the same size as the pearls. So if you find some that are about the same size, they'll work. These are little clamp thingies that you put on the end of your thread that it's like holds it. Don't let your beads come off, and it holds it in place. So you just spread it open and you slide your thread down in there and let go of it, and it holds tight on your thread, so your beads won't come off, or it's like a stopper. So I have a few of those. This is just beading thread. This came from my local little craft store here in town, and I know she's not online or anything, but you can get this kind of thread at Hobby Lobby, or probably anywhere there's bead making stuff, jewelry, Joann's. This is called D. It's Missouri River D, and I think that D is the size of it. I don't know. It's just kind of a stiff thread, and you know, it's a little pricey. This is $8.25, but oh my goodness, I think this is the only spool I've ever had, and I've done tons of these ornaments, so it will last you forever. So, and you need a pair of scissors, and you're going to need a lighter of some kind to burn the ends of your thread. And what else? I think that's probably all. And I have a pattern that I will list in the link below, so you can print it out and kind of go by it. But we're just going to get started here, and you're going to take your thread and you're going to pull off as far wide as your arms will stretch 3 times. I'm stretching my other arm all the way back and I'm holding it. And I know that seems like a lot of thread, but you really do not want to have to start over in here, because you have to run your thread all up in through the beads and around and around and around and around to keep it from coming out, and it's just a pain. Okay, I forgot to tell you this. My needle looks sad. It's had it. But normally when you buy them, they're straight. I've just been using this one and pulling on it, so it's bent. This is just a beading needle. Hold on, I think I have some. I can show you the pack. I hate to show you guys this because it's super old. I somehow got a whole box of these in an estate sale, but beading needles are just long, skinny, really skinny, super long needles. I mean, you can get them anywhere. A friend of mine, I think, tried the ones that are open all the way down. Like the eye of the needle is literally the whole needle. I'm not sure. I have some of those somewhere, but I'm not sure how they work. I've never tried them. But they're super easy to thread. Now, this needle that I have comes in a, I do have the pack. Well, I don't know how much this is going to help, but they come in a pack like this. And you know, I might have gotten these at my little sewing shop here in town. Now that I think about it, I think I really did. But anyways, the needles are just really long, and they're the same all the way, you know, up. And you have to have them skinny like that so they'll go through your beads. That's one thing you can check before you start. Make sure that your needle is going to go through your beads. You know, like these smaller beads. You have to make sure of that. Okay, so we got our needle, and thread our needle, and you can pull it all the way down to the your tail, all the way down to the end, because you're gonna need it as far down. That'll shorten it a little bit, and you want to be careful to not get any knots like I've already done here right off the bat, because there's no getting out a knot. What's going on there? Okay. And just take your time and keep your thread laid out to your side, and just pull it through slow and watch it, because it's going to get tangled up around things. So just be patient, and it'll all work out. And here I am fighting with mine already. Okay, I'm going to take and pull my thread up and put my little thing here on the end of it. Now I'm going to leave about, I'm sorry, I keep getting out of the camera. I'm going to leave about 6 or 8 inches tail, and I'm just going to pinch this and slide it up in there, and that's holding that. Now if you're don't feel real good about that, like I do sometimes, I will open it up and do it again, so it's double holding. All right. Now, for this pattern, we're going to pick up 4 seed beads. And you can just lay your needle. Don't pick them up one by one and put them down on your your needle. Just lay your needle down flat and work it back and forth like that, and those beads will just jump on there. All right, we got 4 and a bugle. And then a seed bead. And a bugle. And a seed bead. And a pearl. Now some of these pearls, they come stuck together like that. You can just break them apart. And then another seed bead. Now I'm going to show you the pattern that I'm following so you can, this will be something you can print off. And there's my stopper. There's our first little section. Now I want to show you something about these beads. Check your bugle beads before you use them and make sure that you don't have, I don't see any right now, but before this is over we will run across one. They'll be broken, and these are glass beads, so they'll have a big place knocked out of them. You want to check on the ends and make sure you don't use one that's broken, because it will cut your thread. Okay, so this is our first little section, and this is going to be your instructions. So you're going to start here, and these are seed beads, bugles, seed, and a pearl, or the black bead, whichever one you decide. So this is what we're following right up through here on your directions. So we're going to go bugle, seed, bugle, seed. So you're going to have 2 bugles in between. And now it's time to do the black one, since we're doing the Santa pants. I think that's what I'm going to call it, Santa pants. So we're going to do the black bead and a seed bead. And I normally go through and put a whole bunch on my needle and then slide them down. But I don't want to get too fast for y'all where you can't. You can always pause, I guess. So now we're going to do another bugle and a seed bead and a bugle and a seed bead and a pearl. If I can chase one down. And a seed bead. And a bugle. And a seed bead. And a bugle. And a seed bead. Let's pull these down and see where we are. See, if you just go slow, your thread will be okay. Now, you can take a clothespin or anything and wrap this around any You can put a bead on it for a stop, go around and around the bead. Anything to hold it where it doesn't, your stuff don't slide off. Okay. We have there we have our 3 big beads. Now after our last big bead, we have to do the 2 bugle beads, and then we do 2 seed beads, because that's where we're stopping, and turn around and go back the other way. So I'm going to get you guys started, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, so now that you have this little string, you kind of hold it a little, you know, a little bit of tension on the bead, so they're not, you don't want it like that, all flopping. So hold a little bit of tension on it, wrap it around your finger. Now you're going to skip, I hope you guys can see this, you're going to skip this first little bead, and you're going to go down through the second one and the bugle bead and the next pearl. You don't want to come out. Can you guys see that? I don't think my camera's focusing. Okay. So you're going to come out right. You're going to go skip the top one. You're going to go around it. And that's going to hold your thread from coming back through. So you're going to go down through your bugle and that bead. And you can just pinch it and hold it and pull it through. Now sometimes I like to lay mine down on the table and work with it like that, and sometimes I hold it. So it's just whatever you get comfortable doing. Okay, now it should look like that. You see how we went around this bead, down through this one, and this one, and out below it. Now we're gonna add a bugle bead and a seed bead. We're following this same pattern back down. Seed bead, a pearl, a seed bead, a bugle bead. Okay, this is what, when you're doing your row, this is what each section's going to look like. And your other row will be just the opposite. Okay, so we're coming out of that bead, and see, this looks just like that. So now we're going to go into this bead. Okay, something I want you to make sure you understand. When you start to go into your beads, make sure that you hold it where you can go on top of your thread that's in there. You don't want to pierce your thread, or you don't want to go underneath it, because it will make your stuff be, it will make it where it won't lay right. I'm all tangled up over here. Tangled up on my drink, on my shirt. Okay. Just show y'all. Now look at there. See, we made our first little triangle. Look how cute. Okay, now we're going to go to the next one. We've came out right here. We're going to go bugle bead, bugle bead, seed bead, black bead, seed bead, bugle bead. Okay, see, we got it just like that. Now we're going to go into this pearl right here, and then we're going to pull our stuff through. And I'm holding it with my thumb and sliding it through. Look at there, got another one. Okay, now we came out of our pearl. We're going to get a bugle, a seed bead, and a pearl. There's two more. Whoops. And a seed bead and a bugle. See, and there's our little design. Now we're going to go into this pearl right here below this one, the seed bead, I'm sorry, and I see my needle on the other side of my thread, so I'm going to pull that back out. Look there, we almost got one row. Okay, now we're going to come down with a seed bead, a bugle. I really need to put things up here. All right. We're going to get us a bugle and 4 seed beads. You guys see that? Do I have it out of the now? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We're going to pull that on like that. Now, when you get to this one, you're going to pick up on it and hold a little tension on it like we did the other end. You're going to skip your first bead and go back through these three beads. Just like that. Okay, now your thread should come out of the top of your seed beads right like this. It should be out. Okay, now we're going to follow this pattern back up. We're going to do a bugle, a seed bead. Now these are your points. So this is where you know that you're going to go into. We're going to go back up, copy this. We're going to go into that pearl, that black one, and that pearl. So we got a bugle and a seed bead and a bugle and a seed bead, and then we're going to pick this up where we can get right on the edge of that pearl and not get behind our thread, and pull that through just like that. See, my thread's everywhere, but it's not really, it's not tangled, and it's acting nice. Okay, y'all see where we at? All right, now we're still following up. Okay, we're going to get a seed bead, a bugle, a seed bead, and a bugle, just like that. Now, I gotta get a seed bead. You have to have a seed bead before you go in because you want it to be 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top, all the way around. All right, so we're going to pick this up and hold this so our needle can go right under there and not catch our thread. Pull all your thread through. Now, believe it or not, it won't be long till all this thread will be up short. I know I thought the first one I made, I thought I will never use all that thread. That is just the biggest mess. But I did. I used every bit of it. Okay, there we have that. Now let's keep going. We get a seed bead, a bugle, a seed bead, and a bugle. bugle, and a seed bead. Okay, now we're going to lift this up. And we're going to go right up through there and pull it all through. Slowly, and watch your thread. Alright. Now we're going to get a seed bead and a bugle and a seed bead and a bugle and 2 seed beads, because this is the top. Okay, now I have a bead that won't, yeah, it's going. I thought it wasn't going to go down. Sometimes you'll get beads that the hole's not right on them and they won't go over your needle, or you have to chunk those. Okay. Alright, we're at the top. We're going to hold a little tension on this and skip that first bead and go down through the bugle and the seed bead and come out just like that. Pinch it with your thumb and pull it through. And it should look like that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go through the rest of this off camera, but you keep going and I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, I'm back. This is what you should have if you continue to follow the steps that we did. Let me see if I can get that up a little closer. Okay, if you'll notice on your little sheet that you printed out, your instructions, it says you have 15 rows. Okay, that is for a larger ornament. So for this particular one, I only want you to do 14. That means 14 of these and 14 of these. And it will make it, if you will notice, it'll make it where this one is a point out and it's a point in on this side. So if it's the opposite on each end, you've done it right. So now we're going to put it around our ball. And I think this time I'm going to do my ball around a red. Do I want to do red? It's pretty. Okay. So you're going to wrap it around, and what's going to happen now is you're going to pull it together. And if you'll notice, you have the two, sorry, I keep getting on. I think my camera's moved on me. You have this one's complete. This one is not complete. So you're going to come from here with a bugle bead. Oops. And you're going to get a bugle and a seed, and you're going to go right through here. Just like that. Now we're going to get a seed and a bugle. Seed, let's see, seed, bugle. Seed, bugle, and then we're going to go into this one right here. Sorry, I was confusing myself. So you're doing basically the same pattern, just less beads. You're just connecting them. See how we got that going right there? Okay, now we're going to come back over to this side. So we're going to get a bugle and a seed, and we're going to go right in here. It is kind of hard to do because you're holding it so tight. Everything's tight. Okay, I got it through. I'm trying not to go below my wire, below my thread. Just pull it. Let's see what a mess you can make. Okay, I got my thread out of here. Okay, oops. You can do this off the ball. I saw something that was messed up. Okay. Now we're going to need a seed because we're coming back over here to this side, to this pearl. So we're going to need a seed and a bugle. And we're going to go right. I gotta turn this, y'all. Okay, seed and bugle right into this one. Just gonna pull it together like a zipper. Okay. Now we got to come over to this one because see, it's not finished. So we're going to get a bugle. We're going to get a bugle and go right into the side of this pearl. Just like that. Okay. Uh-oh. We forgot one. See, I messed up too. I forgot the bead. And keep an eye out for that kind of stuff, because once you've gone too far, you're not going to want to take it back out. So here's what I did. I went in. I should have had another seed bead on that side before I went in right here. Just like that. And now we're going to get another seed bead to finish that off. And we're going to get a bugle. And we're going to go right here. Now we got to do a bugle, and we're gonna take our clip off, and we're gonna hold on to this string, and we're gonna go from right there up through the bottom of this all the way out the top. Now that should bring you right back to where you started. You should have both of your threads right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure those are tight. We're going to tie us a double knot like that. Alright, now we still have plenty of thread to hook it together at the top and bottom, I think. So I'm going to clip some of that off. Okay, there we have it. Now I put my my 4 beads on the bottom and these on the top, the 2. If you'll notice, there's 2 on the top side and 4 on the bottom. Okay, since our thread's coming out at the bottom, we're going to start there. And we're going to just grab a bugle. Get all these up where they're. I must have bumped the camera and got you guys all out of. Now, so we're going to grab a bugle and we're going to go right in. Your bead that's on the end is going to be standing up. It's not going to be stacked like the ones underneath it. So it's going to be real easy for you to go through that bead on the top. So you're going to grab a bugle and go through the next one. Grab a bugle. You're just going to continue this all. And it doesn't matter which way you go into that bead. If it's turned funky and you have to get up under it, it doesn't matter. Once you go through it, it's going to turn like you want it to go. And I'm still using my same thread. I think it's going to be enough to finish it out. Okay. Bugle. I hope you guys can see this. I have it zoomed in as much as I could. Now, you can change out these beads to something different, but they are going to change your measurement, your sizes, so keep that in mind. You know, you can do another kind of bead here, but you need to make sure that you use enough that's going to take up that same space. And whatever you do, don't try to bead on a hard surface. Your beads will go everywhere. Get you some kind of towel, or this is just a piece of an old blanket. You know those old blankets we used to have? I had one that was trying to fall apart, so it's now a jewelry mat. Okay, now there's our bottom, and I'm just going to go back and forth around this bead. Because we're going to work our way through and go down to the bottom. I'm so sorry I keep getting off. Alright. So now we're going to take our needle and somewhere in that neighborhood start winding your way back to the other side through the beads. Why my needle is all bent. I keep pushing it through everything. So we're through that. You don't want to skip any now because your thread will show. Sometimes it's pretty easy just to make it go up through the beads. I just don't want to cut the thread, so that's why we're because everywhere you cut the thread, you're making it loose, weak. We want it all to stay together. About to get there. Let's go through this one. Look at there. Okay. Now, for the top, we're going to do a seed bead and a black bead and a seed bead. So we're just going to start right here. A seed, a black, and a seed, and we're going to go right to that next one and pick it up. See that? So we're going seed, black one, seed, right to the next one, and come on. We're almost done. And until you get it all tight, it'll slide around in there till you get it finished. All right, there we have it. Last one. Let's see if I can figure out how to get this tight now. Now you're just going to work your way back down, holding it tight, crisscrossing back and forth. So cute, little Santa pants. Now you're just going to keep winding it around, back and forth, over and under, until you feel like it's not going to come out. Tie some little knots up in here. You can do anything you want to do as far as tying it off like this, as long as you don't have a lot of thread showing. Now see, that's dropped right down into those beads so you can't see it. So I'm good with that. Now I'm going to clip that. And if there's any threads sticking up, you can take something and kind of just burn them down. There's another one. Just like that. And there we have it. Little Santa pants ornament. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was different. And I'll have the information and links below. You can comment like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.